Good afternoon, James Mennie of the Gazette.
Trudy,
Yes,
how are you?
I'm okay. I'm feeling a little bit punchy because
Yeah.
I've done a couple of different shifts so far this week, and it turns out I'm going to be Elias tomorrow. So I'm
Oh, for
I'm
crying out loud!
I'm not going to know what time it is or what day it is or
Oh my goodness,
what end
yeah,
is up.
that's like crazy business. That's like really nuts. Anyway,
So you wanted
you've
to?
been doing a great job. No matter where they shove you, Trudy, you do a great job.
I
So
appreciate
I just
hearing that,
want you to
James.
understand that. We all understand that. We all appreciate you.
Thanks, James. You wanted to talk about Pierre Poilievre. Any particular reason why?
Yes, because Prime Minister Carney, he's leaving the country. He'll be doing it next week. He's going to the United States of America. It's been pointed out rather archly that he is not going to Washington, D.C. He is going to be meeting with governors and automakers and various movers and shakers in the energy sector, I guess to promote Canada's interests, Canada's trade interests. Poilievre has said, don't go running with your arms open to China. Don't turn your back on our number one trade partner. And there's some people who say, well, that's reasonable. But my thing is, I'm not entirely sure how they're, I mean, if he gets nothing, they'll turn around and say, well, Poilievre, who's the leader of the official opposition, went to the States and got nothing. And so he's not going to be able to complain about Carney not getting a deal with Trump or whatever. But on the other hand, if he does get a deal, if he does, God help us, if he gets a selfie with Trump, people are just gonna, their heads are gonna explode, right? Because right now, I mean, and this is for real. This is not just it's an outlier poll. This is it. The U.S., the perception of the U.S. maybe our number one trade partner, as Mr. Poilievre rightly points out. But right now, there ain't too many people got used to the United States of America on this side of the border, and I'm wondering if he realizes or if he's prepared. To walk through that rather, as far as I'm concerned, volatile minefield next week, especially when you consider that there are some who already are probably looking at him and sort of nodding and going, well, he just wants to imitate Carney. Carney's going around the world. And he wants to get out more, but I mean, we'll see what happens, obviously. But when I saw the announcement of this trip, I just thought, I'm not entirely sure about how smart a move this is. But once again, he's got to do something. The slogans didn't work. It's not that they weren't working; they never worked. They didn't work. And the numbers that we're seeing, even if they're all outliers, when you're getting double-digit gaps with minority government, which seems poised to become a majority government, you got a problem, and you've got to reinvent yourself. You got to reinvent your approach. Is this the reinvention? As I say, there are some inherent hazards with that. We'll see what happens, and we'll also see, I guess, whether the tone will be more diplomatic, so to speak, in every sense of the word, be more statesmanlike, or if it's just going to turn around to be a replacement for the slogans, which I just mentioned earlier, totally didn't work.
We had Marwa Rizqy, independent M&A Marwa Rizqy, on the show a little bit earlier. Any thoughts, James, on her reappearance at this? Because it's been a little while since she was given the boot from the Liberal caucus and then told no, she would not be invited back even after the leadership change.
I mean, the thing is, the consensus, there's nobody who says she was not, is not, nor will not be between now and October, when she's going to leave politics, but nothing less than a sterling M&A for her constituents. That said, a lot of people, even I heard you talking to Scott Reed yesterday, and our good friend David Hortel. I mean, there are questions about what happened. What happened? The chain of events that led to her being drummed out of the caucus. Why perhaps she was so adamant about not discussing any element of this issue with the chief of staff, with Pablo Rodriguez, who was in fact the leader of the party. The idea, she simply just took it, filed the complaints, did and rightly so, everything above board. But it seems there was a real kind of decision on her part to put a membrane between herself and the leadership of the Quebec Liberal Party at that time. And as she pointed out, we'll probably get the answer to all those questions once all these investigations have run their course. And I saw today, which I thought a bit odd because I didn't really see an explanation for it, whereas the whole idea of leadership campaigns did not fall, or how they're regulated, did not fall into the purview of Elections Quebec. They're looking into it anyway, which I thought was rather intriguing. So is there an attempt perhaps on the part of I don't know, the CAQ government to try and legislate some electoral juice out of this and turn around and say, well, look what the Liberals did. We will make sure this never happens again in Quebec politics, blah, blah, blah. Once again, who knows? But I just thought it was, after hearing how many times that, Elections Quebec didn't have any jurisdiction, now they're turning around and saying, yeah, well, we'll take a look at it. So we'll see what happens there and what the rationale is. But it's going to be a very interesting factor, Trudy, between now and October. Because, listen, it's one thing for Jean Mennie to run as the newly minted leader of the Quebec Liberal Party, and yet all that baggage, that doesn't have his name on it, but all that baggage he'll be dragging through this campaign. And please don't think anybody in any party is going to think twice about using it against the Liberals.
Well, yeah, they'd be crazy to walk away from that if they had that as ammo. Really, they'd be crazy to walk away. In terms of the big issue, though, heading into the next election in the fall, what do you think it's going to be? What do you think we will become fixated on? Trudy,
was it only, a week, 10 days ago that everybody was clutching their pearls of, we're going back to that 50-year-old paradigm between the Liberals and the PQs, federalism, sovereignty, will it be a referendum, will there not be a referendum? And all of a sudden, everybody and their dog, and the PQ included, are talking about economic issues. This week, the PQ turned around and pledged to lower gas prices. And now we see there's a contest between Bernard Drinville and Christiane Fréchette, who are running for the leadership of the CAQ, over how much money they can give back to Quebec taxpayers who may have seen their gas bills go, literally at the pump, go through the roof because of what's happening in Iran right now. So all of a sudden, it's about money. Usually it always is about money. But I think when you hear, when they finally stage the leaders' debate, whether it's for the CAQ or down the road in the general election in October, we're going to be hearing a lot more about dollars and cents rather than jurisdiction and constitutions.
No, I think you're probably right. But, moving in the other direction, just after the traffic report that's coming up, I'm going to be talking to a think tank that says income taxes in Quebec are not high enough. And they have to be. That was my reaction, too.
Is that Iris?
That is, Iris.
Yeah, Iris. Yeah, they're good. You can always rely on Iris for one of those. Well, I say that with all due respect, because there are, of course, think tanks that are on the other side, perhaps, of the fiscal / political spectrum. Yeah, but sure. More that's what we need, more taxes.
Yeah.
Not since the NDP suggested that the federal government take over grocery stores have I seen a more. There you go. What are you going to do?
James Mennie, always a delight to talk to you.
Canadian women are looking for more out of themselves, their businesses, their elected leaders, and the world around them.
And that's why we're thrilled to introduce the Honest Talk podcast.
I'm Jennifer Stewart.
And I'm Catherine Clark. And in this podcast, we interview Canada's most inspiring women.
Entrepreneurs, artists, athletes, politicians, and newsmakers, all at different stages of their journey.
So if you're looking to connect, then we hope you'll join us.
Listen to the Honest Talk podcast on iHeartRadio or wherever you listen to your podcasts.